All right, we'll move right to item number 10, conduct of business. Item 10A is receive oral report and review status of local emergency related to the Glenview fire area and adopt a resolution continuing the declaration of local emergency. City Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council. At the special meeting that was held last Tuesday evening, the City Council authorized me to execute a contract with a qualified construction contractor to provide certain slope stability improvements at the mouth of the canyon, just adjacent to the Glenview explosion and fire location. That is a particularly sensitive and important issue at the current time because with the completion of the demolition and debris removal process over the past approximate 10 days, the canyon is now bare of its previous vegetation and in particular trees that were seriously burned and damaged, destroyed in the fire. The work to complete the immediate tasks of providing erosion control at the face of the canyon and to provide treatment in the bottom of the canyon for erosion control purposes is approximately, at this point, approximately 1/3 complete. Work is continuing, and staff advises me that we are on track to complete that initial phase of the work within the necessary time frame to deal with the continuing and coming more severe winter storms. Additional phases of this work, as we discussed with the council at the meeting last week, will consist of improvements, rebuilding of retaining walls in 2 locations where fire damage seriously compromised the integrity of the walls and their ability to perform their required functions as retaining structures in sensitive areas of the canyon adjacent to private properties. That work has not yet begun, but is in the planning phases, coordination with the contractor, and mobilizing and making the necessary arrangements with the adjacent private property owners. With that said, the need to continue the existence of the emergency conditions continues, and at this point I anticipate continuation of the local emergency declaration at least through the beginning of the rainy season, and at the minimum the completion of this necessary work in the canyon. We are continuing to evaluate the need for the continuation of the local emergency, and will certainly advise the City Council at the earliest possible time when we're able to determine that those provisions are no longer necessary.
Okay. Any questions of the City Manager regarding Michael?
Was there any noticeable change to the area after the rain that we got this last weekend? Are we seeing any sort of impact from the limited amount of rain we've gotten so far?
I would like to ask the director to respond. What I can tell you is that staff has been carefully monitoring the area along with our construction contractor because obviously we're also watching the rain predictions very carefully and mobilizing as needed to stay on top of what's going on out there.
The slopes of the canyon were protected before the rain came, and the protection was
a little closer, Clara. Thank you.
And the protection was monitored even during the rain event, and also some additional work needed to be done Sunday after Saturday rain, and was done by the contractor. And based on the result, certainly it was no change, no damage.
Clara, you better start again.
You heard me, or I have to repeat?
Wow. Yeah, you should repeat it for the listening audience.
Based on the work, preparatory work done for the slope of the canyon before the rain came, was no damage to the slope of the canyon at all.
Okay, thank you. And can you, while you're down here, can you comment on the overall safety of the area? Is it still considered a hazardous area within the area that's quadranted off, fenced off?
If you are referring to the canyon itself,
Actually, the entire area, including the streets.
Certainly, from a public health and safety point of view, the public health emergency was lifted by the county weeks ago. That means does not present any health risk at this time to the residents of the area. Certain portion of the sidewalk and the street are damaged beyond repair, but those sections are closed to the public. Entirely is only just anybody can access that protected area, only just based on special permit, like doing any kind of work in the area, or the residents already moved back to that closed area. Before any additional changes in the overall restriction of the area will be lifted, then further restriction and protection of those damaged area will be implemented. How I said, certain portion of the sidewalk and street are unsafe, and those will be closed before any general access will be allowed in that area.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any questions on this item?
If there's none, I'll go ahead and introduce a resolution continuing the declaration of local emergency.
Vice Mayor Medina.
Aye.
Councilmember Ibera.
Aye.
Councilmember Salazar.
Aye.
Councilmember O'Connell.
Aye.
Mayor Ruane.
Aye.